Welcome to another episode of the Group Parlay podcast. As always, Nick Strom, Kevin Asoyan, Andy Simo. Yesterday, our first two loss in 10 days. 1 for 3. So obviously the story is we've been hitting parlays left and right. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. So, it is what it is. I'll let Kevin recap yesterday's picks.
Yeah, just gotta wash it. There's just still so much green, so you're gonna have a couple of these days. But yeah, yesterday NBA day. Start with mine. Nuggets plus 3.5. Uh, they won by 20. Same kind of recipe as we took the Nuggets as a plus the other couple of days ago. So they got fully healthy, which was huge for the line. But easy money there. We had Bulls -2. I was at this game, and the Bulls are so bad. They're so bad. I've never seen them play like this. Except the last two games, and they just laid an egg both times.
I can't wait till they get rid of Levine and Vooch. Get rid of everybody. Just start over.
Yeah. They only had 20 points in the fourth, so that was the issue there. Made a little comeback. They did have a big run, but lost by 2. And Thunder -6.5. They ended up losing by 8. No shy last minute, so that's tough. But luckily it didn't matter, so onward we go. We're still up 9.5 units on the month. I'm 11-5-1. Andy 11-6. Nick 10-7. Odds 5-12, so 29%. So we're well above where we need to be still.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And NFL day, so it should be a really fun day. 2 playoff games. We got action in both of them. It's going to be fun. I think we got great picks on the board too. So with that, let's get into it. Strom, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't love either game on the lines. Pretty big lines today. Did not like it, but I went player prop. I'm going Jamison Williams over 3.5 receptions. Over his last 8 games, he's gone over this number in 7. Over that span, he's averaging 7 targets a game, and he's averaging 4.75 receptions per game. I'm keeping this one simple. He's getting a big target share. I don't see it being any different here against the Commanders. A lot of weapons on that Lions offense that the Commanders have to stop. I feel like Jamison Williams is the forgotten man. 1,000-yard receiver this year. I think he's going to have a big day. I think the Lions are going to pound the Commanders. So big day for the Lions offense, hopefully.
Yeah, and that would be great for Kevin's pick too. So, but Jamison Williams, he's been getting a much larger target share than last year and earlier in the year. So
yeah, early in the year he was getting a couple targets a game, and then I don't know what happened, but he is seeing the ball a lot. So
yeah.
Get the ball to the fastest guy in the NFL. Simple process there.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I'll segue that into mine, same game. So I'm going Jane Daniels over 237.5 passing yards. Like Strom said, I just think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. So if you're looking at player props today, you got to look in this game. The other game is not smart to do that, obviously, but it should be low scoring. So expecting a lot of points here. The Lions defense, as we know, I think it's like 11 guys on IR, whatever the number is now. Super banged up still, and they give up a lot of yards. Their scores are super high scoring. Obviously, they score a lot, but they give up a lot of points and a lot of yards. They're 27th in yards per play given up, 30th in passing yards given up per game, 29th in passing attempts given up per game. Recipe is going to be gunslinging it from both teams. I predict the Commanders down, obviously, in this game, which should help as well. And then Jane Daniels, he had 268 last game against the Bucks in a game where it didn't seem like it was like super offense heavy, when in a 23-20 final. Then 3 games ago, 258 against the Eagles, a good team and a good defense there. So he's hit it in 2 of his last 4. He doesn't hit the number a ton, but they blow teams out a lot too. So I think this is just a recipe for a lot of passing yards here, and hopefully Scary Terry gets a lot of balls.
I think it's going to come down to big plays. They don't pass too much, but they're an explosive offense. It's going to come down to, can they get a 40-yard catch or, one of those plays. It's going to be explosive plays are really going to help Jaden Daniels today.
For sure. Need a couple of those.
What was this line at 3 a.m?
It was about the same. So when I send those, it is because I'm worried I'm going to be sleeping. But I'm looking at picks all week for the football. I had that in my head already. I wasn't Let me just send this in.
A 3
It's
a.m. shot,
premeditated.
shoot from the hip kind of pick. You
No,
had that in
yeah,
mind. All right.
I had that in the mind already all day.
It's funny.
It's fair though. It's a fair concern.
All
I'm
right.
hot.
To round it out, I'm going Texans plus 10.5. I don't necessarily think the Texans are going to win. I think they have a shot, but I just love the number here. I don't think they're going to lose by double digits. These two teams have played already, and the Texans lost by 8. So it was one score game, well within the number. It's hard to beat teams in the NFL twice. Also, kind of a random stat, but the only 2 losses for the Chiefs came in the afternoon slate at the 3 o'clock time, which is what they're playing at right now or today. So, kind of a weird thing there, but the defenses are the storylines for both these teams. Their offenses are not great, although the Texans showed out last week against a really, really good Charger defense. But I mean, in basically every category, the Chiefs defense is better than the Texans offense and vice versa. The Texans defense is better than the Chiefs. Where I think the Texans have a big, big advantage is their edge rushers. Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, they get after the quarterback. And where the Chiefs have really struggled on the offensive line is blocking edge rushers. They, I think, give up the most sacks out to edge rushers in the league. So I think it's going to be a field day for them. Never bet against Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not taking the Texans to win. I'm taking them to lose by less than 10. So, or 10 or less, actually. So it's the line I love here. That's really what it comes down to.
On the normal line, I like the Chiefs at plus 10.5. I like Houston. I thought where it was this morning was a perfect teaser. You could get both these games at minus 2.5, but at plus 10.5, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want the Chiefs, you got to give it like minus 6.5, which I can't imagine was minus 150.
Yeah. Another good note
it was
is
like minus 170 at 6.5.
another good note is the Chiefs in their last 10, they're 8-2, but they are 3-7 against the spread. So they're not a covering team. They were covering a lot earlier in the year. They are not a covering team recently. The Texans, they've covered, I think, their last 2 games. So yeah, I really
they keep games. The Chiefs keep games close. They did it all year. They were mostly a bad covering team, and it's not gonna be too cold, so that shouldn't be an issue for a dome Texas team. But
they love keeping games within one possession, so I like the 10.5.
Yeah, wouldn't have taken if it was 6.5, 10.5. I love. So, all right, recap our picks. Jaden Daniels over 237.5 pass yards at minus 110. Texans plus 10.5 at minus 148. And then Jameson Williams over 3.5 receptions at minus 155 comes out to plus 402 for today's parlay.
solid.
Love some Saturday football.
Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. We'll get it.
Let's get it.
Get it.